Hi folks, how you doing? This is Iqbal with NVIDIA Daily Analysis. So today was a good day for NVIDIA and other AI stocks. In this video, we'll discuss the reasons behind this upside and if more upside on NVIDIA we should expect in coming days. Now, let's get started. Starting with the daily summary, Nvidia opened at 102. It made a high 105.50. It made a low 97.52 and it closed at 104.97. That is 6.13% up. Finally, Nvidia managed to go up after so many days of downside. But if you notice, after opening, Nvidia was still under pressure. It went down to 97, probably about 5 points down from the opening price. So that's what technical chart suggested yesterday that the negative momentum should carry today as well. But the good thing is we got a good weekly initial jobless claims data and that helped Nvidia and overall market to go up today. Let's take a look. So the actuals came 233K versus the forecast of 241K. So about 8,000 lower than the forecast. And that's a good sign. So that suggests that overall job market is not as bad as we thought last week. Last week the numbers came 249K. That was about 13K higher than the forecast. And that gave a signal to the overall market that maybe the job market is breaking. So you can find so many good articles about the jobless claim after we got the report. So let's take a look. This one, this says that weekly jobless claim falls to 233K, less than expected in a positive sign for labor market. But at the same time, just 1 week of data does not suggest that the labor market started going in the right direction. So we cannot conclude in just 1 week of data. So we need to have consistent, probably 2 or 3 weeks of data that should show that the jobless claims are going down. So moving on, last 5 days, Nvidia 1.11% up. Last 1 month, Nvidia is down about 18%. And last 6 months, Nvidia is up about 50.73%. And besides Nvidia, overall market was up. S&P 2.30% up, Nasdaq 2.87% up, and Dow Jones 1.76% up. So all three major indices responded positive today. That's a good sign. Now let's take a look forward P for Nvidia. At this point, Nvidia forward P is about 36.6, slightly lower than the last week ending. That was 37.4. But I'm hoping that by the end of this week, probably tomorrow, Nvidia should go further up and it should close above 37 tomorrow. Palantir 88.73. You see that such a big jump on Palantir? Let's take a look. You see Palantir is up 11.25%. All good things happening for Palantir. This news that says that Palantir jumps 11% on Microsoft partnership to sell AI to US defense and other agencies. And now I'm thinking I should have bought some Palantir stocks as well, besides Nvidia and SMCI, because overall geopolitical situation can go further bad. So this stock has more potential to go further up. SMCI at this point 16.05, slightly better than yesterday. As we noted yesterday, it was about 15, but much lower than the last week ending. AMD 38.08, about the same forward PE as we saw last week ending. Now let's take a look historical data analysis for Nvidia. You see cumulative percentage change for this quarter for Nvidia. At this point, Nvidia is up about 14%. from the last earnings announcement. So continue to go up from yesterday. After hours still up. So I'm hoping Nvidia should go further up before the next earnings. That is probably 3 weeks from now. As you remember, yesterday I made a prediction that Nvidia should touch 115 at least before the earnings announcement. Now let's take a look technical charts. You see 90-day hourly interval chart for Nvidia and also Fibonacci levels. As I mentioned yesterday and day before yesterday, that 89.6 is a very strong support for Nvidia, and it won't be very easy for Nvidia to break this level. And I also set my stop loss at 89 from last week, and so far so good. So after this weekly jobless claims data, there is another data that is also very important that is coming up next week, and that is CPI and PPI data. And that would tell how the inflation is going overall month to month. Let's take a look. You see, Monday, nothing much, and tomorrow also no data scheduled, but Tuesday next week we have PPI, and Wednesday next week we have CPI, and also Thursday initial weekly jobless claims. So all of these three data important. So if we get inflation numbers better than the market expectation, then you'll see more positive momentum on Nvidia and overall market. At this point, I think Nvidia should carry this positive momentum tomorrow as well. On the upper side, we have a resistance at 108 and after that 115. Will be interesting to see if Nvidia can break 115 next week. Now let's take a look Bollinger Bands. You see Bollinger Bands on your screen. We also took a look yesterday on the stairs pattern and we noted that there are three stairs already formed. The fourth one was in progress. But today, I see the momentum is breaking for the downward. You see here. So hopefully tomorrow we should expect Nvidia go up further. And also the military attack that we were expecting since past few days did not happen yet. So that's a good thing for the overall market, but still the threat is not over. Now let's take a look some news regarding Nvidia. So the very first one, as I also mentioned in the beginning of this video, that softer than expected jobless claims is helping the market. As you see here, shares of semiconductor and chip stocks are trading higher amid our overall market rebound after softer than expected jobless claims. So at this point, the job market is in focus versus inflation because market fear that in order to control inflation further, there is a possibility that the job market can break. And that is not a welcome thing for the market. So we want a soft landing instead of hard landing. So another one that says tech stocks rally after 5-day slump as recession panic eases. Nasdaq 100 movers to watch Thursday. You see that just one data, that is jobless claim, has turned the tables for today. So now this one that says Nvidia stock creeps up, why investors are hesitating to buy the dip. So let's take a look. So it says that investors appear to be exercising caution in terms of buying the dip amid concerns over profit margins posted by one of the AI chip makers partners, and that is SMCI. So SMCI earnings miss, investors are still cautious that Nvidia might also report a depressing earnings report. But I do not think so. I think even if Nvidia does not beat the earnings as it did in the last quarter, still I think Nvidia should be able to beat the earnings expectations. Now, this guy, Paul Meeks, is telling something good about Nvidia that says that Nvidia is so far ahead that a Blackwell chip delay will not affect its market share. So as we noticed that the Blackwell chip got delayed because of some supply and design issues, and market was under pressure because of that. But this guy is saying that we don't have to worry too much about it. Now let's take a look other AI stocks. So today the highest positive change you see is in SoundHound, that is 21% up, and then Palantir, and then Avago, and then Nvidia, and so on. So I'm expecting same kind of upside for SMCI sometime before earnings. Any good day can help SMCI to go above 20 or 25%. And we have seen this behavior in the past. So Nvidia at this point is trading after hours around 106. As I mentioned early this week that below 100 was a good buy for Nvidia. I'm not sure how many of you bought some Nvidia shares below 100, and if you did, probably that was a good decision in my opinion. I didn't have enough cash, otherwise I would have bought more shares when Nvidia was down below 100. I guess that's all about Nvidia analysis and assessment for tomorrow and early next week. So kudos for those who are still holding Nvidia stock and did not panic in this difficult situation. I hope you liked the video. Thank you so much for watching. Talk to you more tomorrow. Take care.